Newsmax apparently hard up for content now that Stop the Steal is over and looking desperately for ways to effectively attack Joe Biden. This segment, though, really takes the cake. Take a listen.
Did you see the dog? I want to show you something I noticed. Doesn't he look a little rough? I love dogs, but this dog needs a bath and a comb and all kinds of love and care. I've never seen a dog in the White House like this. I remember Buddy, I remember Millie, I remember lots of dogs, but not a dog who seems, I don't know how much love and care he is getting. Let's bring in the historians. I'm having fun with this, obviously, but I do want to talk about some stuff. Craig Shirley, Reagan biographer, presidential historian. Craig, welcome back. And Doug Weed, presidential historian, former advisor to George H.W. Bush. That's the White House where I remember Millie. Millie had like a staff, and they really took care of her. Very beautiful dog. This dog looks like from the Junkyard. And I love that dog, but he looks like he's not been well cared for.
No, not at all. Thank you for having us. No, he looks very dirty and disheveled and very unlike a presidential dog like Millie or Victory or something else in the past in the White House.
Very unlike a presidential dog, Saagar.
It's so good. This entire segment. You know, okay, all right, so obviously, first of all, the guy, Champ's 12 years old, the dog, Champ. 12 years old is actually quite old for a German Shepherd, so I wish him a long life. And leave the dog alone, all of that.
First rescue dog in the White House,
First rescue dog in the White House, all that. Actually, side note, my favorite dogs are actually Little Beagles Johnson, which were LBJ's dogs, and he had everything to have his... Anyway, that's my own personal introduction. But what is this show? Also, thank you, Russell Brand, for talking about this a little bit on your show, which was kind of hilarious, about what is the media going to do without Trump. And I think this is a perfect example. Krystal and I were having some fun this morning. I scanned through all three of the morning shows. CNN, Trump, and Fox News was the plane on Hawaii. They're like, the engine! Look at the engine! And also Steve talking about how his wife was mad at him this morning. And then over on MSNBC, it was they were talking about third party. Now, that was the only substantive segment out of the three of them. Here you go. This is what happens. You center all your coverage around one thing. People who watch Newsmax only were watching it for one singular reason, because they were willing to go all in on Stop the Steal. Then their lawyers were like, no, stop, please, over. So now you're talking about you've reduced yourself to a pitiful state where you're making fun of the presidential dog. Yeah. And I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah. I mean, what I really loved, my favorite part of the segment, is he does his little, intro, like, look at this dog and look at this photograph, and I don't know about the love and care, and you kind of think he's going to just leave it there as a little aside.
He brings in the
But he's like, let me introduce two presidential historians to discuss, who are perfectly willing to go along with it. I mean, when I first saw CNN and other outlets were giving Biden all kinds of love over the dogs, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, is this really the hard-hitting journalism we need in this moment? But then Newsmax goes and just makes their coverage look good and reasoned in comparison. I do think that there's a deeper point here, which is that Biden really is kind of a uniquely hard character to really attack and vilify.
No, that's exactly what this is.
Their only move is really to do the socialism, and he's super woke, and he's too far left. And Biden, with his history of extraordinarily problematic comments, it's hard to paint him as too woke. It's hard to paint him as a Marxist or a socialist or way out there on the left wing. Since he's a white man, there's a level of comfort with him. He has that affable demeanor. And so far, they have failed. It's something that the right-wing media ecosystem is normally excellent at, which is to sort of take something and run with it and demonize this character and make them into a unique threat to the country. It's just not really landing outside of the hardcore Republican base.
It kind of reminds me of Clinton, which is that for years they tried to stick something to Clinton. There was Whitewater, but nobody really cared. He was still reelected and all of that. And they would go after him for wearing jeans in the Oval Office and these types. And it was the same thing, which is at the end of the day, Clinton was like this. Arkansas governor who people were just not believe that he was, whatever. Hillary was always a much more convenient target. I mean, she almost single-handedly sunk the 1994, with her healthcare push and all of that. But ultimately, it took basically 6 years until the Lewinsky thing in order for it to anything to actually stick to Clinton. Even then, he left office with like 60% approval rating. I think that Biden is much more analogous to that type of situation, and this is exactly what you get.
Yeah. So good luck with that, guys.
All right.
Tomorrow on Rising, Jennifer Holdsworth-Karp and Rachel Bovard are here for Team Rising. Plus, former Amazon worker and organizer Chris Smalls. He's going to talk about that lawsuit that New York State filed against Amazon.
That's right. Really excited to talk to him. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys.